Hi, I'm Mariela. Welcome back. I want to thank you for supporting my channel, and I'm gonna show you in this video how to make this beautiful bracelet. It is really pretty. I hope you guys enjoy this tutorial. Let's get started. The list of materials we're gonna need for this bracelet, we're gonna need super duos. We're gonna need 15 O's, and these are Miyuki. We're gonna need all beads. We're gonna need Montes, and these are 3.9 millimeters. We're gonna need 4mm pearls, 2 sterling silver wire guardians, and you're gonna need a clasp. I'm using this clasp, and we're gonna need 10-pound fire line. Let's get started. To start out, you are going to thread your needle with 3.5 armspan of fire line. If you need a size 6, if you need longer bracelet, you're gonna need more thread. So go ahead and thread your needle. We're gonna pick up 4 super duos. And one thing very important, you need to make sure both of the holes in your super duos are open, because sometimes they can come close. You're gonna bring them down, and you can leave 12 inches tail. We're gonna pass through all the 4 super duos. Pass through all. And we are going to pull. This will create a circle, and to complete the circle we need to pass through one more super duo. And pull tight. And this is what you're gonna have. We are going to pick up 115 on. My thread is coming out of this super duo. We're gonna pass through the next super duo. And we're gonna pull. We're gonna pick up a 15 on. My thread is coming out of this super duo. We're gonna pass through the next super duo. Pick up a 15 on and pass. My thread is coming out right here. We're gonna pass through the next super duo. And this is what you should have. Pick up a 15-0. My thread is coming out right here. I'm gonna pass through the last super two, and we're gonna pull tight, and this is what you should have. Okay, now we want a thread coming out of a super duo. We're gonna pick up 15-0, a Monty, and 115-0. My thread, it's coming out of this super duo. This is my thread. I'm gonna pass my needle through the super duo in front. I'm coming out of this one. I'm gonna pass through this one, and my thread is coming out on this direction, and that's the direction I wanna come. So we're just gonna pass through the super duo, and we are going to pull and that makes our Monty to sit on top of oral beads. I'm gonna pick up a 15-0, and I'm gonna pass through the super duo. My thread was coming out of a super duo. I'm gonna pass through the super duo. I'm going to pick up a 15-0, and I'm gonna pass through a super duo. It doesn't matter right here. You can pass through this one or through that one, it doesn't matter. So I'm gonna pass through this one, and we're just passing through the super duos, not the 15-0s. This. So this is what you should have. Okay, now since the super duos tend to be sharp, what we're gonna do is we're gonna reinforce this. So we're gonna pass through the Monty one more time. So my thread is coming out right here. We're gonna pass through this 15-0, boom. We're gonna pass through the Monty, okay, down to the seed bead, and just through one seed bead. We're just using the top seed beads, the one that are connecting to the super duos, to the Monties. So we already reinforced these two. Now we're gonna reinforce these two. So we're gonna pass through the super duo only, and up through the seed bead, through the Monty, and down through one seed bead, Okay, so our work is reinforced now. So what we're gonna do next, we're just gonna pass through the super glue and pull. My thread is coming out of the super glue and the bottom hole. We're gonna pass through the top hole. So come up. So our thread is coming out the top hole now. We're gonna pick up an OB, a pearl, and an OB. My thread is coming out of the super glue. We're gonna pass through the next super glue. And this is what you should have. Pick up an OB, a pearl, and an OB. My thread is coming out of the super glue. We're gonna pass through the next super glue. And pull. And this is what you should have right now. So we're gonna repeat this two more times. So pick up an OB, 4mm pearl, and an OB. And my thread is coming out of this super glue. I'm gonna pass through this one. Pick up an OB, pick up a pearl, and pick up an OB. And this is our last one, so we're gonna pass through the super glue and through the OB. And we're gonna pull tight, and this is what you should have. Now we're gonna pick up a 15/0. My thread is coming out of the OB. We're gonna pass through the pearl. And we're gonna pull. Pick up a 15/0. We are coming out of the pearl. We're gonna pass through the OB and through the super glue. And I'm gonna pass through the O. Pick up a 15. Our thread is coming out of the O. We're gonna pass through the pearl. Pick up a 15. Our thread is coming out through the pearl. We're gonna pass through the OB and through the super glue. And we're gonna pull. And we're gonna come up through the OB. Pick up a 15 and pass through the pearl. Pick up a 15. We're coming out of the pearl. We're going to pass through the O and through the 15. And pull tight. And we're going to come up through the O. We're putting 15 ounces in between the pearls and the OB. We're going to pick up a 15 and pass through the pearl. Pull tight. And we're going to pick up a 15 and pass through the last pearl and through the super duo and pull. And we're gonna come up through the OB and through the 15. And we want to be coming out of the pearl, so pass through the pearl. And we are done with our first component for our bracelet. So we're ready to continue. This is what you should have. So now we're gonna pick up an OB and a super duo. Right here is very important, your tension. You're gonna be holding your OB and your super duo against the pearl. So hold it tight. Your thread is coming out of the super duo on the bottom hole. See. We're gonna pass our needle up through the top hole. Okay. And we're gonna pull tight. So this is what you should have. Okay. So now we're gonna pick up 3 super duos. My thread is coming out right here. I'm gonna pass my needle that way one more time. And we're gonna pull. And this is what you should have. Okay. We're gonna pick up a 15 ohm. My thread is coming out right here. This super duo, I'm just gonna pass through the next super duo. And remember, try to keep your tension tight. And from now, they're all the same steps. Pick up a 15 ohm. My thread is coming out right here. I'm gonna pass through the next super duo. Pick up a 15 ohm. My thread is coming out right here. Pass through the next super duo. Pick up a 15 ohm and pass through the next super duo. And I'm gonna do this one more time, but they're all the same steps from now on. So if you ignore this, that's when you started. So from here are the same steps. we're gonna pick up our 15-0 and Monty and a 15-0, and my thread is coming out of this way. I'm gonna pass through the super duo across, and I'm going on the same direction my thread is coming out, so this way. And they are all the same steps now. Bow tie, pick up a 15 and pass through the Monty. Our thread is coming out of the super duo, pass through the Monty, and bow tie, pick up a 15 and pass through any super duo. Okay, and now we gotta reinforce this, so we're gonna pass up through the seed bead, through the Monty, down through the seed bead, and through the super duo, up through the seed bead, through the Monty, and we're gonna pass through the seed bead, and now we're ready to start adding. So right here we're gonna pass through the super duo, and right here we're gonna come up through the super duo, so we can get in position to start adding our pearls. So right here my thread is coming out of the top, so we're gonna pick up a OB, a pearl, and an OB, and we're gonna pass up. Okay, and pull. This is what you should have. Pick up an OB, pick up a pearl, and pick up an OB. My thread is coming out right here. We're gonna pass through the next, and like I said, these are the same steps. Pick up an OB, pick up a pearl, and pick up an OB, and pass through the super duo. My thread is coming out right here. Okay, so this is what you should have right now. And right here we already have one OB and one pearl, so we're just gonna pick up an OB and we're gonna pass through the pearl. Okay, and we are going to pull. Okay, now we are coming out of the pearl and we're gonna start adding our 15 oaks. So pick up a 15 oak and pass through the OB and through the super duo and pull. Come up to the OB, okay. Pick up a 15 and pass through the pearl. Like I said, they are the same steps. Pick up a 15 and pass through the OB and through the super duo. Okay. And pull tight and come up through the OB. Okay, so pick up a 15 oak and pass through the pearl. Pick up a 15 and pass through the O and through the super duo. And right here it can get a little bit hard, but just twist your beads and it should pass really easy. Okay. Now we're gonna pass through the OB. And pick up a 15 and we're gonna pass through the pearl. Okay, pick up a 15 and pass through the OB, and right here we can pass through the OB only. Okay, and now we can pass up through the super duo and through the next O. Pick up a 15 and pass through the pearl. Okay. And this is what you should have. Now we have two components, so you're gonna keep repeating these steps. So right here we want to be coming out of the pearl so we can continue our work. So we're gonna pass through the 15 and through the O, and right here gets a little bit hard because our beads are getting really tight, but just twist them and you'll be fine. Okay, right here we gotta pass through the super duo and through the OB, so just try to find the hole of the super duo and like I said, just twist your beads, move them around. So if you move them, they'll pass really easy, but if you don't move them, it can get really hard. Okay, so and pull tight, and now we're gonna pass through the 15 and through the pearl. Okay, and right here we're gonna pass through the 15 and through the OB. and right here again through the super 2 and up through the OB, and just be patient, it'll pass. Right there. Boom. And we're gonna pass through the 15 and through the pearl. And we are in position to add our last, to our next component. Okay, they're all the same steps. Right here, you gotta pick an O and a super duo, and from there, they're all the same steps. So just continue doing it. Say like this. You put them together and then you pass up through the top hole of the super duo. And remember, tension is very important, so just keep all this tight. We got this now. It's time to pick up 3 super duos. And we'll pass through the same hole we're coming out. See? And we're starting all over again. So just continue this. For this bracelet that I have here, it's 6 inches long. So I did 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 components. So if you want a 6-inch bracelet, you're gonna make 11 components. And get the length you need, and I'll be right back to show you how to do the turn and how to add the clasp. Okay, I have the length for my bracelet. If you decide that you just want one strand for your bracelet versus 2, what you can do, it's you still want to be coming out of a pearl right here, so you can pick up 4 seed beads or 5. I'm just gonna give you an example. I'm not gonna do it this way, but I'll show you how. And then you pick up 4, and then you will pick up your wire guardian, come through the other side of the wire guardian like this, right here you will put your clasp in the wire guardian, and then you'll pass down through 1 bead and you will add 3 more seed beads, and you will pass through the pearl. And right here, all you have to do is reinforce. If you think you need 1 more seed bead, you can add 1 more. I'm just giving you an idea of how would you finish it if you just got one strand, or like this thickness. Okay, so that will be an idea